Alrighty, so look, I know a lot of people have already spoken about this, but I've taken some time to review it. I've watched the Gillette ad, I've seen all the comments and all the controversy around it. And as a man and as a coach who leads a organization specifically for masculinity and self-development, I just have to say something. I want to introduce you to this. This is a Gillette Mach 3 razor. It is 30 years old, no, 20 years old, almost. Okay, Gillette actually came to my school when I was a young teenager and did an assembly and gave these away for free. Now the head's disposable, but this is the part that really matters. They gave us this, and they're smart, because guys don't like changing things. They essentially just turned us into clients for life. By giving us a free razor, I ended up spending hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars on these little razor heads for the rest of my life. So for me to change now is a big deal, but I'm going to do it. I've got no problem with Gillette being sneaky and underhanded in their marketing. All corporations are like that. Okay, there isn't a company in the world who, a big company isn't looking at Gillette going, I should have done that, should have capitalized on this Me Too thing. Because corporations are just greedy entities trying to make more money. That's all this is. I don't take it personally, I accept it, that's capitalism, it's fine. What bothers me is I've fucking had enough of this term toxic masculinity. This horseshit term that doesn't actually mean anything. It's a made-up word, or made-up set of words, made-up term, and it's bullshit. And all it does is create fear in men, which makes them weaker, less masculine, and therefore they're less of a contribution to the world. And I'm sick of it. I spent 7 years working in the Department of Corrections as a probation officer, senior probation officer, a manager, senior quality advisor, and most of that time I specialized in rehabilitating sex offenders, murderers, rapists. Okay? I worked with the people you despise the most. The ones that we're all us men are getting lumped in with under this title of toxic masculinity. I studied under the top psychologists in the world around forensic mental health to learn how to rehabilitate pedophiles and rapists and murderers and wife beaters, gang members, to stop them being violent sexual predators. Never once in any form of research, study, anything, anywhere, was masculinity identified as the causal factor in their offending. You want to know what the main factor in their offending is? Shame. The main reason somebody becomes a sexual predator or a murderer or a wife beater is because of inner shame. The most ironic thing about all of this is when I finally figured out how to get through to these guys and how to make big changes so that they didn't do this shit anymore, it's when I discovered that they needed to work on their masculinity. They needed to become more masculine, not less. They needed to work on assertiveness, honesty, courage, and especially responsibility. The thing that's holding up this world. These masculine men around the world who are doing the hard work, protecting their families, stepping in when bullies are causing shit. These men exist, they're everywhere. The sheepdogs, as Bryce Anderson from Five Dimensional Man would call it. It's masculinity that protects us from the predators. It's not the cause. There are no masculine predators out there. Masculinity is either healthy or it's not masculinity. It's something else. It's shame. It's sickness. It's mental illness. Masculinity is not the cause of the problem. It is the fucking cure. And I'm sick of it being a shame, because every time you shame a man for being masculine, you increase his risk of sexual offending. That is statistically provable. The more ashamed a sexual offender is, the higher risk they are at reoffending. So making them ashamed of being a man is creating more victims. Do you understand that? You fucking idiots using this word. You're making things worse. You're turning guys who would never be an offender into offenders. Now, they're responsible for themselves, but if you tell them not to be masculine, they drop responsibility. That's a masculine trait, responsibility. Not just for men, but for women, anyone. You tell people to stop being masculine, they stop being honest, they stop being courageous, they stop being assertive, they stop being all the things that prevent the darkness from taking over. I'm sick of man-haters. One of my biggest battles over the last couple of years has been losing my faith in feminism. You know, the original feminist movement was so helpful. And now what is it? This toxic, sick thing. That's the only thing toxic in this equation. Feminism. What it's become. The glory it used to be to the man-hating pile of shit that it is now. There is no such thing as toxic masculinity. There are toxic people, there are toxic mindsets, there are fucked up psychologies, but masculinity is not the problem. It's the cure. Gillette, I know you've got to make money, but really, at this cost? Are you cool with it? Really? Your marketing team. When you go to bed at night and go, hey, we just made heaps of men feel like shit so that my shareholder can make more money. Are you cool with that? Really? Because you embarrass me as a man. The world is built on the shoulders of masculinity. Not just men, but women as well. The leaders. The ones who took responsibility for the problems that everyone else ran away from. The people who are honest in this dishonest world. The people who are courageous when everyone else is being a fucking pussy. The police officers who arrest the people who could commit crimes are being masculine when they do that. The fathers who protect their daughters from the predatory men are being masculine when they do that. So I want to say, after 20 years, goodbye, Gillette. You fucked me. Quattro, Chic, I'm looking at you guys. Don't fuck me now. No more Me Too ads. Let men be men. Let men be masculine. And separate sexual predators as a different category, which is what they are. Personal piece. This isn't self-development. This is just my opinions. To the men out there, my final word is, I'm not ashamed of you. I got your back. You want to be masculine? Be masculine. I'll stand up for you. I'll support you. And for the woman out there wishing their man would be more of a man, I'm working on it. Every guy I work with, I'm working on it. I'm helping him get in touch with that masculine side so that he can provide and protect and be honest and not cheat on you and all the things that masculinity helps with. That's all I've got to say.